FTTX Centre has once again returned to ECOC and is run in conjunction with CTTS, who provide FTTH and FTTX certified training solutions. With over 40 industry participants across 11 industry topics, the area showcases live demonstrations of FTTX deployment methods, as well as running regular hands-on training sessions. This area was once again a sellout and certainly hasn't disappointing visitors to the show. Let's check out one of the demonstrations.
Good morning, welcome to CTTS, Cable Telecommunications Training Services. My name's Karl Stearn, and this morning I'm going to show you how to blow fibre. So this morning we've got this MTEL4 fibre unit. We removed the resin jacket, and the fibres are embedded in this acrylic coating inside. And then what we have to do is we get the fibres out by just destroying, if you like, the end part of the acrylic where the fibres are coated, and then the fibres can be released. It's an externally rated cable, so even though there's no grease or jelly or anything like that inside it, you find that the breakout times with this fibre installation is very quick, and so the fibres are ready to go almost immediately for you to splice on connectors or directly terminate as you see fit. That's not suitable for blowing because obviously it's all spread out. What we need to do is make this more aerodynamic and sealed up. So what we do is we cut that off, take a bit of the resin jacket off so we can see the fibres in the acrylic, and then just nip that like that so we know we've got a good end. And then we fit this aerodynamic blowing bead onto the end of the fibre. Now, this is quite fiddly. You've got to get it on nice and square. These are really good blowing beads because what they do is they maintain the diameter of the fibre unit. You can get some blowing beads that make it slightly larger. It's a very snug fit. Not happy with that, so going to just trim that again. And if it's not fitted correctly, then you find that you will have problems during the blowing process. So we've got to make sure it's right. That's better. That's a lot better. And what we do is we just tap that on, make sure that that's nice and sound. I don't think you can tap it too many times. Just need to make sure, and then a little bit of a nick on the back there. Make sure that's the fibre unit ready for the blowing process. So now that the fibre is prepared with the blowing bead and sat in the channel waiting to go into the microduct, we need to talk about the machine and understand the process of how the fibre is going to be blown in. Well, the whole process relies on the elimination of friction. So what we can do initially is we can just push the wheels or drive the wheels using this pneumatic motor, and you can see that the fibre is going to be installed and pushed in under control at a speed that we choose to install the fibre. However, given 20 metres or so, the fibre will start to be overcome by friction, and that will cause us a huge problem because that is what is limiting and reducing our ability to achieve maximum distance. So what we can do then is we can open up this air line which will pressurise this chamber. The chamber will have some leakage this side because we can't really get a tight seal because the fibre is constantly moving through this entrance port. But what it will do is the air will pass into the microduct and lift the fibre off the floor of the tube, therefore eliminating all that friction. Once the fibre's in the tube, it's going to pass down to our blowing reel, which we can see over in the corner. So the tube, the microduct, is coming from the blowing station over in the corner there, and it's going to come out of this Prismian TDC, and the tubes then go into this demonstration reel. And what will happen as we do this blowing process is you'll see the fibre as it rolls around this reel, and you can see it quite clearly being illuminated by the lamp inside. Now that we have the blowing route established, what we can do is we can button up the machine and get the fibre installed. I've just one more little seal to fit. It's a little lip seal that does enable us to keep most of the air within the blowing machine and the tube. So just need to fit this one on. Just like so. pop that into its seat. Get that in there. Not happy with that. That's it. And then the lid can go on quite happily, making sure that we don't trap anything. And then we just need to do this up. We're using 10 bar compressor today, but normally we would using 15 bar high volume, but because we're on the show floor, we have to use this little compressor, which is great for demonstration purposes, but probably not good for on-site working. Get these nice and tight, make sure it's not going to give us any leaks. Do up my stop valve. Make sure they're all tight. Okay, so a couple of things to look out for. We've got the pneumatic motor that's going to drive the wheels through this clutch. The clutch is there to protect the fibre, and I've got my air inlet valve, so what we need now is to get the air on. On comes the compressor, so we have to wait for that to come up to pressure. Say it's only 10 bar, so it won't take long. Listen for the tone. Okay, just about there. And then I've got this regulator valve here that's actually going to control the speed of this motor. It has a beautiful tone to it, and when it's moving the fibre freely through the tube, you can listen to that, and it'll be quite distinctive. As soon as the fibre starts to struggle in the tube because of friction, the tone of the motor will reduce, so it get lower and lower and lower until you feel it's likely to stop. At that point, we'll open up this airline, pressurise the chamber, and lift the fibre to make it fly, and the tone of the motor will be restored. So let's get it going. As you can hear, it's a very nice tone. The motor's nice and happy. The fibre's just starting to roll through the reel in the distance, and now the tone is, friction is starting to have an issue on the motor. So we open up the airline, and then the fibre's lifted, that friction has been reduced, and the motor is starting to sing once more. And it's this sort of balancing act between the motor air and the air for the line that we have to try and control. So what we're waiting for now is the fibre to return back to us, and it'll come out of this tube. I can feel there that we've got some air, maybe, yeah, you can just see that the air is coming out of that tube, and now we need to keep that fibre moving. I can feel it coming through the tube, and the beauty of this is that, like, I can stop it but leave the air within the microduct. The fibre keeps flying, and I can start and stop it at will. So if I need to control it, do some fine tuning, so long as the air's got that fibre flying, the fibre will come out no problems at all. Maximum distances are achievable, 1.5 kilometres on a good day with the right conditions, but environmental factors, installation of the duct, how good it is, the size of the fibre, the size of the tube, they all play a part in how far you can actually go. Okay, so that's the blowing fibre process. This is what we do, CTTS, international company, training all over the world. If you like what you see, come and see us in Valencia and get some of the experience, and we can share it with you. Thank you very much.